Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I gotta tell you, I love New York. Love it. I love living here on a lot of levels. And then I think to myself, why do I live in this insane state of high taxes and complete lunacy on so many issues? And then I come across a story like this one. And I think to myself, how is this even happening, let alone being celebrated? And why in the hell is this the headline? So check it out. New York City's infamous, I'm not even going to say it, you can read it, is set to become a father for the 50th time after donating to an 18-year-old and her girlfriend who live in a homeless shelter. Okay, so here we go. Number one, if you are 18 years old, and by the way, no, she does not have a high school diploma. She is a high school dropout. She would have to go back to get her degree on top of being homeless. Let's start there. When you are 18 years old, you can get married. Now, I would hope if you were going to do that, you would be in a stable relationship, a stable one. And even then, most people do not choose to have children at 18 years old. And by the way, this didn't just happen. The baby is due on July 12th, so about 3 weeks away. Okay, now again, they don't even say the age of her girlfriend, but they do show pictures. I want to get into this. This is a much older woman, it seems. Somebody who she took to the prom. I would assume because they're not saying the age here, and you can clearly see that they appear to have gone to a dance together and all that other stuff, that this is a relationship that started when she was a young teenager, and this woman was at least in her 20s, it appears. Again, they don't tell you her age, okay? Now, this guy here, he doesn't have any money. He can't help with the child. They're asking for donations. They're asking for donations on the registry. Let me repeat this. 2 homeless women living in separate shelters, one of whom who is 18 and the one who got pregnant by a donor to have children. Who's raising this kid and where? And what kind of a home? Listen, I wouldn't approve. And by the way, I want to make this abundantly clear. I could care less that they're lesbians, okay? Think about this. Can you imagine if a impotent man in his mid-20s to early 30s was taking a girl to the prom, number one, but then getting a sperm donor and asking for donations while he was homeless, marrying a high school dropout who he needed impregnated? Total lunacy. Total craziness. And we do it in New York. And let me explain something to you guys, all right? I know some of you have come with me on the walk and talks, right? And it looks gorgeous where I am. Main Street is half empty. That's the next walk and talk I'm going to do. It's raining all week, so it's a lot tougher to do those. And I was down at New York City earlier on Friday with my brother. And guys, if you've never been to New York, it's another animal compared to where I'm at. I want to make that clear. All right? If you look right here above, right here, Suffolk County, that's all Long Island. You see Queens there. You see that little beige area. That's New York City. There's a giant state behind me. Read, in the middle spots here, right above. Okay, so let's go here. Here's Herkimer. Here's Montgomery County, where I went to high school. I currently live in Otsego County that I'm pointing out. And Broome County, right here on the Pennsylvania border next to Delaware County, is what we're about to talk about next. And by the way, while me and my brother are driving down there, it's gorgeous. We looked around, we're like, man, New York State is gorgeous. It has so much to offer. Why are we so economically destitute? Well, I'll tell you why. Number one, we pay into the taxes of the corporate welfare system in New York City. I'm not even talking about the actual welfare system that affects so many regular families. I'm talking about the corporate welfare system where all these large businesses in New York City take advantage of the tax breaks, don't pay taxes, and then the poverty that's driven around there gets pushed up. This is a story from last year, and this is not new, by the way. New York City illegally shipping homeless families upstate. So what does that mean? Well, if you look, those counties are supposed to take the burden of people on social services and paying out in those lower regions. However, they've been doing this for Montgomery County for years, Broome County for years. They just ship them up without telling. So they provide all the funds for these families to come up. They arrange housing and whatnot. And I'm not saying that, families that are homeless should not be housed, but doing it deceptively, knowing that they have no job skills or are not willing to work or haven't worked forever, who pays for that? Well, the county taxes go up. It's a huge burden. And then what happens is you have a main street like mine. Listen, my main street are head shops, tattoo parlors, pizzerias, and coffee shops. Everything else in there, other than the bars, are in and out businesses. I believe Artware is like the only thing left that's been around for some time. McLaughlin's, a clothing store, done after 20 plus years on Main Street. Tried to move to 2 different locations. The shoe, I forget what it was, but we had a shoe store there forever. Gone. Service economy is it. And a lot of this is because they don't want to build up here. And 2, they ship their poverty up here, and then the state has insane policies and such a odd, I don't know, mentality. I don't want to call it a left-leaning or liberal mentality. It's an insane mentality that they celebrate when a homeless 18-year-old girl who has been in what seems to be a semi-long-term relationship with another lesbian in her either mid-20s or early 30s, I can't tell because they won't say her age, is having a baby as neither of them have a job, she doesn't have a high school education, and they're living in separate homeless shelters. And you know what the footnote is in this? The footnote is, the mom's not for it. The parent is reasonable. She thinks this is a bad move. Really? Look at all those. Of course she does. Look at all these kids. Who cares? Like this guy fathering all these children, whatever. If he was fathering them with responsible parents, I could care less. But this is nuts. This is nuts. I mean, while Slobert isn't at school in the moment, she intends to finish high school one day and work as an engineer. Slobert, by the way, isn't even, Slobert's the other woman, I believe. I believe that's the older woman not having the baby. So she doesn't even have a high school education. You get it? You understand? And right there, the sperminator thinks she'll make a great parent. But Garrick's own mother disapproves of the moves. That's it. Half a sentence, you get to find out that the parents don't think it's a good idea that their homeless daughter in a lesbian relationship with an older woman who's 18 years old and got artificially inseminated doesn't think that's a good move. Shocking. I'm shocked. But again, when you look at the media, it's got a sensationalist headline, big smile. Everybody's smiling. Look how happy we are. And the reality is, New York State is a cesspit of decimation by design. And again, man, there's so many. I mean, my brother had a lot of freakouts when we were down in Lower Manhattan going to MSG, from the crime, from the blood on the streets that we saw, just from the overall atmosphere. New York City is like no other city I've been in the country, and I've been throughout the country. If you've never been there, it is completely different than the geographical locations of about 99% of the state. Look how little it is. There it is, very bottom, that and Long Island. And even Long Island has some greenery. You're down here coming in Westchester, right before you get to the GW Bridge. There's a lot of gorgeous areas. And then that little place, that little city, commands so much of our resources, and then it sends its destitute upstate to further decimate what we have going here so that they can buy up the land cheap and do whatever they want. You think the majority of the people in the state above New York City, and most people in New York City don't love him either, like Cuomo? They don't. So that's an illusion. That's an illusion. So the next time, if you're a little more right-leaning, I'm not left or right, I'm about right or wrong, think about that. Think about that most of us New Yorkers are probably on your side on many of these issues and frown upon shit like this. Guys, if you like this video, please Hit that sub button right now. Share this content on social media, your blog, or wherever. We're doing all sorts of videos. We're going to hit 20K today. That means later tonight, I'm going to be doing the 20K AMA Ask Me Anything broadcast live. Well, I ask everything. It'll be between a half an hour and an hour, I think. I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you, everybody who has joined the Burmese Brigade. If you want real news on Nexium, Iran, Assange, biometrics, Pompeo, and much more, this is the channel for you. Thanks again, and I will see you all on the flip side.